And here is the Vegan's Almanac for today, the 24th of July. It's the birthday of Jean Baur, born on this day in 1962. Jean Baur has been called the conscience of the food movement by Time magazine. He opposes factory farming and advocates for a more just and respectful food system. Baur is president and co-founder of Farm Sanctuary, a farmed animal protection organization. He is vegan and has been involved with animal rights since he co-founded Farm Sanctuary in 1986. Baur has authored 2 books and various articles. A pioneer in the field of undercover investigations and farmed animal rescue, Jean has visited hundreds of farms, stockyards, and slaughterhouses, documenting the deplorable conditions. His pictures and videos exposing animal cruelty have aired nationally and internationally, educating millions about the plight of modern farmed animals. And his rescue work inspired an international farm sanctuary movement. Jean Baur, who said, "This lifestyle is not about deprivation, it's about living inspired." The arrests of Joseph Buddenberg and Nicole Kissane were on this day in 2015. The United States Attorney's Office issued a press release that read, "Animal rights activists Joseph Buddenberg and Nicole Kissane were arrested by the FBI today and charged with terrorizing the fur industry during cross-country road trips, in which they released thousands of mink from farms around the country and a bobcat from a farm in Montana." Both Buddenberg and Kissane served about 2 years in prison. The publication of Anti-Vivisection and the Profession of Medicine in Britain, A Social History by A.W.H. Bates was on this day in 2017. This book explores the social history of the anti-vivisection movement in Britain from its 19th century beginnings until the 1960s. It discusses the ethical principles that inspired the movement and the socio-political background that explains its rise and fall. Opposition to vivisection began when medical practitioners complained it was contrary to the compassionate ethos of their profession. Christian anti-cruelty organizations took up the cause out of concern that callousness among the professional classes would have a demoralizing effect on the rest of society. As the 19th century drew to a close, the influence of transcendentalism, Eastern religions, and spiritual revival led New Age social reformers to champion a more holistic approach to science and dismiss reliance on vivisection as a materialistic oversimplification. In response, scientists claimed it was necessary to remain objective and unemotional in order to perform the experiments necessary for medical progress. The publication of Bird Brains, The Intelligence of Crows, Ravens, Magpies, and Jays, revised edition by Candace Savage, was on this day in 2018. Birds have long been viewed as the archetypal featherbrains, beautiful but dumb. But according to naturalist Candace Savage, bird brain as a pejorative expression should be rendered obsolete by new research on the family of corvids, crows and their close relations. The ancients, who regarded these remarkable birds as oracles, bringers of wisdom, or agents of vengeance, were on the right track. For corvids appear to have powers of abstraction, memory, and creativity that put them on par with many mammals, even higher primates. Bird Brains presents these bright, brassy, and surprisingly colorful birds in a remarkable collection of full-color, close-up photographs by some 24 of the world's best wildlife photographers. Savage's lively, authoritative text describes the life and behavior of 16 representative corvid species that inhabit North America and Europe. Drawing on recent research, she describes birds that recognize each other as individuals, call one another by name, remember and relocate thousands of hidden food caches, engage in true teamwork and purposeful play, and generally exhibit an extraordinary degree of sophistication. And here's a poem for today, Dust of Snow by Robert Frost. The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had rued. Dust of Snow by Robert Frost. This has been the Vegan's Almanac with the reminder the vegan lifestyle is not about deprivation. It's about living inspired.